Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shadow Generations. Time to play our first boss, so you can probably guess who this is based on the preview footage.
Yeah,
I knew it. It's infinite.
I really wish they had left this as a surprise, to be honest, because, seeing a remade Biolizard boss would have had more impact if it had just come out of nowhere.
I remade Biolizard boss in HD because they did this already in Generations 3DS.
Put Sonic 14 for some fucking reason.
Yeah, that was really strange.
For me, no, the one I wish they would have kept secret was Crystal Bitch. Because that's the one everyone wanted, like
I'm not familiar with this moniker. Is this
canon? No, this is, because I spent so long looking for the fucking Mephiles Jax toy that every day I come home and I'd be like, no Crystal Bitch today, maybe tomorrow. Mephiles is the one, because I think him and Infinite would have been the ones that people wanted to see the most. I get them not doing Infinite, because at this point in time, Shadow hasn't met Infinite, and I know technically Shadow doesn't remember Mephiles, but in terms of the canon of the games, even though we go to a Forces level, I get them, because I think it'd be weird if there were two characters who were like, Shadow, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and he'd be like, I know who you are, but bring it on, bitch. I think that would be a bit weird, but I do wish they would have not revealed me. I would have freaked out so fucking bad on stream if there was a fucking Mephiles fight. I would have loved it so much.
Okay, the wire wings, that's actually kind of clever, because,
it is, it's great!
Shadow has his own wings.
They're a little silly with the purple bubbles on them, but
I know, thematically, it's supposed to just further emphasize that the Biolizard was the prototype of what Shadow eventually becomes. Mm-hmm. But was Biolizard made with Black Doom DNA?
No.
Yes.
I thought it was
I don't
no.
know, maybe.
I think it was no, because we see in cutscenes later that the Biolizard was being made before Gerald even met Black Doom.
Right, and this was just a test. So, you can go into the nitty gritty with that by reading the Gerald Robotnik journal files, which I do recommend you pick up and collect, because we get some very interesting lore tidbits that I'm curious if they're going to follow up in another game.
Maria has a sister.
Maria not only has a baby sister. We, for the first time ever, to my knowledge, get info on Eggman's father.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Do they acknowledge if Maria
father
and Eggman
uncle
knew each other or interacted in any way?
There's a journal. There's a set of journals by Gerald Robotnik. Are they voiced like the Eggman ones in Frontiers?
No, it's if you ordered the physical version, you got a physical booklet, and in the hub world, in the white space, you will see 3 balloons carrying crates. If you knock them down, you just unlock those pages. So nothing's voiced, but you just unlock those pages. Sometimes I want to say written by Ian Flynn, but all the pictures and all of the artwork are done by Evan Stanley. I'm a big fan of Evan Stanley, but some of the cursive handwriting for Gerald's diary is sometimes hard to read. I'm not gonna lie. Who writes in cursive anymore? I know he's 50 years old.
To be fair, that's what the wiki's for, because you can read all the excerpts there.
Okay,
but one. I'm sorry, Lewis, but one small thing about one difference in Shadow's character. If you go in SA2, he's like, you ugly sack of shit, I'm gonna fucking kill you. In this game, he's like, you poor tortured soul, I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's the growth in Shadow's character.
Either way, you're dead.
Okay. Look, I just I'm looking at the Biolizard and how it animates in this boss fight. I'm just ugh, those gills. Were they that disgusting in the original?
They really do emphasize the grotesque nature of them being. Yeah.
I'm just imagining Black Doom coming here and being like, the problem, you didn't make it a hedgehog. Make this a hedgehog.
No, it'd be great if Black Doom just came in and be like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck are you doing here, old man? You crazy bastard!
The amount of added detail that they put into the Biolizard here is seriously reminding me of some of Silent Hill 2 remade bosses.
I need to look up the Supporting Me remix now, because
that's pretty good.
I'm not a fan of it.
Really?
Out of all the Supporting Me mixes that they've done throughout the years, this one doesn't stick out to me that much.
I think the original theme is one of the most underrated themes from SA2. Not that people don't like it. Obviously, people like it. Yeah. But no, I feel like when people are talking about the best songs in that game, it's usually not mentioned, and I think that song is among the best songs in that game. So.
Well, it's weird, John. I think unlike something like Green Hill, Supporting Me really is it has some of the most remixes in the entire franchise.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Compared to other songs, because he got one in Generations 3DS, he got one in Forces, and got one here. So I think at some point it's like, what else can we do with this song? You know?
Yeah.
When is it remixed in Forces?
For episode Shadow.
Episode Shadow. I want to say his third episode, his first level is a Westopolis remix, then a White Jungle remix, and then Supporting Me. Also, the storyboarding of this scene is very similar to them meeting for the first time in Sonic the Hedgehog, in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they made the eye more than just a floating thing. Like, the animation on the eye is really cool. Like, it makes Black Doom feel more... Like, because Black Doom, I mentioned this in the previous part of the commentary. I think Black Doom is the worst Sonic villain. But, like, the fact that the eye has this grotesque, more alien-looking, like, squishy, gross, slug-like movement to it makes it eerier and creepier and gives Black Doom a little bit more of the menace he lacks in Shadow.
I agree to it, but I love that moment where he kills one and another one just instantly appears. I love that moment. That's a really good moment.
I'm getting flashbacks to Cube. The tentacle eye thing did have that same sort of vibe going on in the way it was animated in Shadow. It's just more...
Yeah.
It's more realized here in the...
Yeah, it's more pronounced in this game.
I feel like you never really got to see it because it just kind of like... I'm thinking like when you first play Westopolis and you see that close-up, you get a little bit of that on it there, but otherwise it just kind of floats around behind you.
It just floats around you like a drone.
Yeah, it doesn't have any personality to it at all.
It also never really appeared in any cutscenes where anything like really happens. It just floated up to Shadow and gave him some exposition.
You were just talking pretty much to like the base body.
Yeah. I will say one small thing. Again, this is the smallest of nitpicks. But every time Shadow comes to one of these things where it gives him a new power, he says something cool to me. I wish he had a different line because it's the exact same one. It's like
it's the same person, Shadow.
It's like say something
At this
else,
point,
you idiot.
you might as well just put him in your emergency contacts. You know exactly who's calling you.
Yeah, or just I love Doom Surf. It's so fucking dumb. I love it so much.
Wait,
That's the blooper
okay.
mini game from Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Shadow gets a dark superpower and it's blooper surfing. What? Really?
So until you get this power up, until you progress to the story enough, Shadow cannot enter any body of water. He will just sink through it like in Sonic.
He's a vampire. He'll melt.
He's a vampire. Yeah, those are the rules.
Yeah, those vampire rules.
He couldn't even enter the Ark, and he couldn't even enter the Ark until someone invited him.
We've all played Legacy of Kain. We know what happens to fucking water and vampires. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So, like, if you stand still on water, will you still fall through? Do you have to keep moving?
No. The level. I was so fucking happy. They brought back Kingdom Valley, dude. So happy.
I'm surprised they bothered.
Stage.
Like,
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, Ted, because that was like a point of conversation that I wanted to bring up myself. Well, because one thing, this is not that shocking because they brought Crisis City back for OG generations. But there is something to admire and respect about them having no problem going back to what everyone can majorly agree were not some of Sonic or Shadow's best days. You know, I'm talking specifically Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06. But for them to not only bring back Black Doom, but like take the opportunity to make chicken salad out of chicken shit is something I deeply respect Sonic Team for. Because I'll be the first to say, like, even after today, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, not good. I wouldn't recommend it. You know, the nature of the story and all that sort of shit, it's, you got to put yourself in the right mindset to really like go with it. But I do think most of it is still a bitter pill to swallow.
You gotta be high as fuck. I agree.
Yeah, or you could just be high as fuck, you know. But I do appreciate them not completely ignoring it and trying to do something with it. Because if there's one thing that I feel Sonic games, or I guess Sonic Team's mindset, seems to be rediscovering that they lost after 06, was that sense of confidence in storytelling, where, yeah, the fucking little girl was killed by a gunshot. It's like, yeah, there's a all-ending like Aztec monster on the verge of destroying the city. A lot of people probably died, and this is all within the same realms of Sonic the Hedgehog. But whatever, it's goofy. Like there's fun to be had. It's anime as shit, and we're here for a good time. And I think now more than ever, they're rediscovering that passion that they had like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's also
and
it's also worth mentioning that Kingdom Valley was the level that they probably should have done for Sonic 06 in the first place.
Well,
I'll
again,
agree with that, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would have preferred it, but I think just visually, Crisis City made the most. I get why they picked Crisis City. Just from a visual standpoint, it stands out. But yeah, Kingdom Valley was always my favorite. I will say two small things. In this level, they even brought back the 06 item boxes. Like, that's how much awesome detail they went into this. But I wonder, the answer's probably no. But you think someone at Sega was like, hey, like, Project 06 made people not hate this game. We could finally do Kingdom Valley again.
I mean, I made a post about it when this game came out where, you know, people are always saying, why are you remaking all the really great classic games? Remake the ones that had potential but weren't very good.
Exactly.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's just what Sega's been doing.
Yeah,
I
but
absolutely
also
agree.
in terms of the levels, it's because the fact that there's no levels from Shadow the Hedgehog. There's actually and if we don't include like the PSP games, which Sega were never gonna put a level from Sonic Rivals in this game. You know,
Can you name one?
There's from Sonic Rivals.
Yes,
The first
right
level,
now.
Forest Falls. First level's Forest Falls. Fuck you, Clement. Trying to shame me. Forest Falls.
It says
How
more
dare
about
you.
you that you remember a level from Sonic Rivals than him.
A game I've never played. I just like the soundtrack, so I know what the levels are based on those.
That's what
Fuck
they
you,
all
Canada
say.
boy, trying to embarrass me, you piece of shit. But regardless of that, if you take out Shadow the Hedgehog, you really only have SA2, Heroes, 06, and Forces, and all of those are used. And then they were like, "Fuck it, should we take a level from his game? No, let's do Frontiers, cause fuck the fans." You know?
There's a Frontiers level in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chaos
there
Island.
is.
Yeah.
Chaos
Chaos Island.
Island is in this
Shadow's
game.
not even in that game.
I know, right? That's what everyone says.
That's what everyone's saying. Yeah.
Do they at least acknowledge that it's a place he's never that there's a place
Nope.
like he wouldn't recognize?
There is no cutscene. There's no cutscene for Chaos Island.
The only sort of tidbit they leave is that Time Meter is showing you places that you may have never been to or places you haven't been to yet. Which is weird for Chaos Island because Shadow has never stepped foot in there.
But also, it's like, I mean, to be fair, that's what the Time Meter does to Classic Sonic, because Classic's only been to 3 of those levels, you know. So I'll buy it. Just sure, why not?
Classic. No, but I would counter argue Classic Sonic. No, but Sonic in general has been to those stages.
I get that, but
Yeah.
like, if we view it as from Classic Sonic's perspective, maybe at some point Shadow will go to Chaos Island. Maybe he was there. We don't know. It's a big island.
Just wait for
there. I don't fucking know.
Frontiers DLC 4. All right.
And Crisis City chronologically is supposed to be the furthest ahead. It is like 200 years in the future, but whatever. It's
Right.
tiny
Yeah, there you go.
time travel
It's
bullshit. Who cares?
Time travel. I my head hurts.
So
Man.
I know that they reference.
I'm sorry,
Sonic.
Ted, I love this bit.
I
This
love
bit
this
is
bit
so
so much.
fucking- oh my God, I love
it.
it.
The moment you just fucking
Yes.
instantly go into the mock speed section, I thought was so beautiful.
Oh
So
yeah,
good.
this is the mock speed
Yeah.
section. I forgot about this fucking
The
waterfall.
waterfall, and again, this section of the music track in the original is so. I'm sorry, Ted, to interrupt you, but this moment is so fucking good. I'm sorry, but after you.
No, I was gonna say I know they reference Sonic Battle in the animated short, but do they do that at all in the game?
No, they don't. Strangely enough,
not even in
Emerald
those
was
journal
just
entries or
like Emerald was just a thing for the animation. There's
Gerald
no
never
boss
wrote
battle.
down, "Hey, I found this cool robot. I'm gonna do some shit."
Well, no, I'm actually no, Ted. In the Sonic battle, actually, you can actually unlock Gerald Robotnik like diary entries in that game as
Oh,
well.
you can?
And Gizoid is mentioned there.
Well-
so like that's canon. So like Gizoid attacking the Ark in canon, that happened. It's just that it was only mentioned in like an unlockable in Sonic Battle. So I get why not a lot of people would know about that. But yeah, like that's that. And also, I'm gonna say it. I would have preferred in the game. Good edit there, Ryan. I'm proud of you, my friend. I would have preferred in the game if we would have gotten a Gizoid boss fight, not
Neo Metal Sonic.
Yes, not
Yeah.
the fucking dragon. I would have preferred. It's
Yeah.
cool. I get it. It's cool, but the Gizoid again ties more directly into Shadow than fucking robot dragon Metal Sonic. You know?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
I
thing
agree.
about Sonic Battle is, well, for one, it was always weird because, like, it's not technically out of canon or like because like it mentions Omega, so it certainly could take place after Shadow the Hedgehog.
No,
but
no.
it's weird if it does.
No, Ted, that game came out before
Yeah.
Shadow, but it takes place between Heroes and Shadow.
Yeah, but it also
Yeah.
Shadow has his memories in that game too, which is why it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't fit amazingly well, but it's meant to take place between Heroes and Shadow.
Yeah, but it's like Shadow doesn't remember who Maria is in Shadow. And
Yeah.
he talks about Maria all the time in Sonic Battle, so it's like
He's just referring to that old song, "Hey Maria, you gotta see it." That's the Maria.
Well, hold on.
talking about
In that case, wouldn't it just be better suited if it took place after
yeah,
Shadow?
but
Does
that's
that
why
really
it's weird
fuck with
because
anything?
it was released
Yeah.
a year or two before Shadow came out.
No, it came out after Shadow, I think. No,
Yeah, but despite, like, obviously, but we're talking strictly just like the release windows of the games themselves. Within the story itself, though, you can easily just say, "Oh no, this is supposed to be after Shadow the Hedgehog."
yeah.
But it's also
Or some
weird
other
because
thing.
Shadow's whole
Yeah.
thing in Shadow the Hedgehog is, okay, I'm going to put my past behind me. Sonic Battle is
Right.
a lot of him not putting his past behind him and still being tormented by it. So,
Also, Sonic Battle gave us the single greatest line of dialogue in the franchise. After Emerald takes on the personality trait of Knuckles, he says the line, "Your punch ain't got no juice, fool." Fucking 10 out of 10 right there. The franchise peaked then, let's be fair.
the reason why I bring it up is that Sonic Battle has a lot of writing. That's part of its problem is that the pacing's all over the place because there's really long cutscenes where if you're playing a Sonic game, you might not want that. But if you do read them, the writing's actually not bad, and the
No, I like it. I really
characterization
like
of
it, yeah.
Shadow, I think, is actually really good there, even though it doesn't make any sense canonically. So,
Man, I wanted to like Sonic Battle a lot more. but
I
that
like
game
it.
is a fucking-
Oh, Christ.
That game is a fucking slog.
that's the problem. It's like the combat mechanics are actually pretty good. Like customizing your own fighter is interesting. The story like has a lot of interesting places to go. It's just cool. Okay, now fight 5 more Gamma bots. Okay, fight 7 more Gamma bots.
Yes,
In a handicap match.
that is 100% the issue. Like, stop. It's because I put over 100 hours into Battle. I don't fucking know how. But like, I played the shit out of that game. And the story mode, again, it is fun, but it's like, you have to fight 10 enemies, then 15. Just give me 10. Why do you hate me, Sega? I'm playing your game. Leave me alone.
Because we already got your money, you fucking idiot.
Although we can talk about how good the writing is. That is also the game where Amy purposely starves herself to make her look better for Sonic, and then she hallucinates fighting people. So maybe it wasn't all good, but you know.
I said
It was-
some of
it
the
was
better
20 years
writing.
ago.
I would like to point out. I said better. Better's relative.
I know, Ted, but it's like all of the people who are complaining about how Amy's written now. You want to go back to that? You want to go back? I'm gonna starve myself and fight ghosts. Okay, that's some good Amy writing.
That legit. Look, I'm not to go too off of a tangent, but like when I saw part of that discourse when this game came out. And it all stemmed from that fucking editing the generation scene, right? It's because they edited out like Amy trying to like hug Sonic and they replaced it with the cupcake scene.
Yeah.
And then there was discourse saying that, man, I wish they go back to the Amy Rose of like 20 years ago. I was like, no, I fucking don't.
Amy Rose was like consistently considered one of the most annoying characters in the franchise.
It
for
depends.
A good long while.
In Sonic Heroes, she says, "Marry me or I'll beat the fuck out of you." Let's maybe not go
Those
back to
exact
that, you know?
I'm surprised they got away with
Okay,
it.
it depends, okay? Because, like, yeah, in the games, she was running yandere joke going throughout the whole thing. In the comics, though, she was consistently portrayed in more interesting ways. And I'm not just talking
Yes,
about
correct.
I'm not just talking about Archie comics. I'm also talking about Sonic the comic.
STC Amy was she was a feminist girl boss 20 years before that became the norm.
I just remember when Sonic Boom came out, the one thing we complimented was that Amy wasn't so love-struck in that series. We were like, we want the real
Yes.
Amy to be like that.
Exactly. It was a marked improvement, and they took notes and made mainstream Amy more like that, and it's for the better. I do not miss Yandere Amy. I wish that part of her like life and the story of Amy Rose will forever remain in the past, because fuck me, that is such an uninteresting part of her character.
But also, it's like you said with in regards to Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06, don't erase it. Have it be a part of her character development and her growth as a character that she was like that once upon a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know,
like, listen,
she's improved now.
Yeah, it's like I had my
Wasn't
fangirl
that the whole
era.
character
That's
arc in
her
SA1?
arc in SA1. That is
exactly,
literally
yeah.
her arc. But then they
Yeah.
ignore that for 20 years afterwards.
Well, I mean, what you're talking about is literally the character arc of Sakura Haruno. So
No, we're talking about Amy Rose. Keep your anime shit out of this, Lewis. No.
I see two pink-haired characters wearing red outfits. They're identical to me.
Racist.